Simplifying rational expressions with negative roots. So, given 1 over p minus 6 divided by 3 over p squared minus 36. So I have a fraction divided by a fraction, which means I'm going to keep the top fraction times the flip of the bottom. Notice the top fraction doesn't factor, but the second fraction does. P minus 6, p plus 6, the difference of squares. P minus 6's cancel. 1 times p plus 6 is p plus 6 all over 3. Second example, if I have 1 over m squared minus 1 over n squared all over 1 over m plus 1 over n. So let's try and get top to have a common fraction and bottom to have a common fraction. So, timesing this one by n squared, timesing this one by m squared, this one by n, and this one by m. So I get n squared over m squared n squared minus m squared over m squared n squared all over n over mn plus m over mn. So on top, get n squared minus m squared n squared all over n plus m, mn. So that becomes, keep the top fraction the same, times the flip of the bottom fraction, mn, m plus n. Notice, this top one is a difference of squares. So I get n minus m, n plus m, times mn, m plus n, m squared, n squared. So an n cancels with an m with an n. N plus n and m plus n, remember from earlier properties, are the same thing. So I'm left with n minus m all over mn as my final answer. Working one more example. Let's say, for example, that I have 2y to the negative 1 minus 3y to the negative 2 all over y to the negative 2 plus 3x negative 1. This is the same thing as writing 2 over y minus 3 over y squared 1 over y squared plus 3 over x. So flipping those fractions to the denominator gives them a positive power. So I'm going to multiply this one by y squared, and this one by x to get them to have the common. So you get 2y over y squared minus 3 over y squared all over x over xy squared plus 3y squared over xy squared. So the common fraction is now 2y minus 3 over y squared all over 3x plus y squared all over xy squared. So, finishing off this fraction, We keep the top fraction the same, 2y minus 3 all over y squared, times the flip of the bottom fraction. So xy squared comes up top, 3x plus y squared goes to the denominator. I now see if things cancel. Y squareds cancel, so I'm left with x times 2y minus 3 on top, 3x plus y squared on the bottom.